All right. Well, hi everybody. I'm Lucian, and this is Oranje 44, and what you're looking at is DCF, which is our software. I've been working on it quite a bit over the last couple weeks, refacing it, so you can see we've backed up. We've got our original character running in it again, and we are starting to change some things. The map is where a lot of things are changing, so. I've had a couple people complain about the ocean being a resource hog. So first off, I want to let everybody know that this is running on a 1070i 8 gig card. So if yours is running sloppy, it's probably because of RTSS, and you should look into that because that particular technology is a multiplying technology. And so anyway, all you have to do is turn off RTSS and DCF should run fine. But either way, I wanted to kind of jump on here, and I've had a couple people reach out to me and kind of insist that I address the fact that there's so in the original 1.0 version, DCF had the ability to load a map with an ocean and without an ocean, and people glommed onto the idea that this was like a huge resource saver, which it's not. The ocean overall on the footprint's about 2%, so it's really not that big of a chunk. So again, if you're having problems running DCF, it's probably due to something other than the ocean. Again, my suggestion would be to look at RTSS, because again, a 1070, a 1640 with 4 gigs can run DCF stably at low resolution. So there's no performance things when you talk about it. It's your rig, and I don't even want to get into that. Honestly, it frustrates the hell out of me when people start bringing me performance problems, because it's like it's Unreal Engine 5.6.1. That's where your performance marks are. So you can deal with it from there, but then you got like a little bit bigger issue if DCF isn't running correctly. And also understand that this game has been out for over a year. It's sold less than 10 copies, so there's no real tech support here. This last month has been mentally really straining for me, and I had to really figure out what I wanted to do with DCF, and actually I've been doing really good. As you could, like I say, you can see that the game right now is kind of in a phase where it seems like it's very empty, and that's kind of exactly what I want it to be at right now. There's a bunch of new stuff coming in. I can show you real quick. So as is on the thumbnail right here in our studio now, we have a 5060 Ti that's running a local AI brain. So we're no longer relying on outside brains, outside cloud AI models. We are all in-house now. And that thing is running 24 hours a day and progressing faster than I ever thought it could. So we're getting very close, and I keep using this analogy of I'm working on two ends of a bridge, and nobody can see the bridge until it's all put together, or nobody can use the bridge until it's all put together. But anyway, so we're at the point where that bridge is coming together and it's getting real close to meeting up, and then all the different things will meet up and we'll go forward. Like I say, I've had some mental issues over the last month, and I wanted to kind of address what I'm doing with that. So DCF is I desperately wanted people to play it. I didn't care about the money and making money. I wanted people to use it, to be creative and that, but that's not gonna happen. It seems like nobody gets the concept, and the few people that get the concept don't really want that kind of creative freedom or whatever. I don't know. It comes down to, I built DCF because I wanted it. I wanted the ability to make all these different things, right? Like, I mean, if you look back on the YouTube channel, you can see there's a Kingdom of Akas, which I built in Conan, and then there's Water Rat Cove, which I built in Atlas. This idea of building your own game in the game system is not new. It's been something I've been doing for a long time. I've also had this idea of what makes a game and a streamer popular. Okay, so it becomes very, very clear and very apparent that people don't want what I'm producing here. Every time I show it to people, if I show it to other devs, they get angry at it. I mean, there's a visceral anger. A lot of people, when they hear AI's involved, immediately freak out. And to be honest, that debate is so pointless to me that the minute somebody brings up the whole AI debate, I walk away from the entire conversation. I have no use for it. It's just a destruction method. It's a holdback method. When I was first coming up with the internet, I didn't mean to put it that way. When I was first coming up around the internet, and the internet was first coming out, there was a lot of people that had that same reaction to the internet that they're having to AI right now, and those people were just left behind. That's the only way I can describe it. They wanted to hold on to an old way, but that old way was gone. It no longer existed. And so you had this big rift in people and technology and stuff. Well, I feel like AI is kind of the same thing. And I am solidly on the side of moving it forward and trying to, by moving it forward our way, in DCF's way and Orange 44's way, is to try to grant the power back to the people, even though people can't seem to see that, right? Like, it's funny because here we're building a system that's trying to give it so that the players have creative freedom, and the players, the developers, everybody around us is almost an angry response to what we're doing, and we're just trying to hand creative control back to everybody. You know, I equate this to, I've written books and done all sorts of creative things in my life, but I equate this to, I built this to be the next paintbrush, to be the next way that people can be creative. And like I say, all I've gotten for it is hate. And I've gotten to a point where after December, when here is I'm literally breaking down in front of everybody, and I'm doing my very best to just hold it together and lift it up. And at the end, we premiered and we put the game out as I had said we were going to do. And this was after like a full system crash and having to rebuild the source engine in less than a week, and all sorts of crazy shit that happened at the end. And when it came out, people didn't even want to stream it. They didn't even want to look at it. They didn't even want to give it a thing. So I started to really, you know, I mean, of course it hit hard. And so January, I was basically kind of in a shock state, you know, and I put out an update and kind of, you know, tried to keep it together publicly, but in the end it was like, okay, well, you guys don't want me. I get it. So it's fine. So then I had to kind of go back to it and say, okay, well, what am I doing it for? Because initially I thought that this was like, I've written all my stories, right? Like my book Wrong was the last book that I'll write. And that was a couple years ago now. And I have no desire to go write other stories. I have no desire to play in any other medium. But what I am starting to understand is that I do want to continue to tell stories, but just not in that medium. I don't want to be limited to that medium. So what I started to understand is, oh, I'm not building DCF maybe for the people. I mean, I'd hoped that the people would see it and use it and also see the benefit of it. But they're just incapable, don't want to, are angry about it, whatever. I don't care anymore. The biggest thing that people seem to get angry about is the fact that I never cared about the money end of it. And so at this point, to be honest with you, yeah, I don't care about the money end of it. I have my life the way that it's suited, and it works out well the way that I have it. So money is not an issue for me. It might be one day, but right now it's not. I have more than enough luxury in my life and comfort in my life. So I have a lot of great things in my life. And the things that I've been missing is just being social and going out. My best friend died a couple years ago, so I don't do things with people anymore. And you would think that I would be upset by that, but actually it's starting to, now this last month, I'm starting to realize, oh, wait a second. It's because they wouldn't have, they don't want me anyway, right? So I've always felt like anytime I'm in kind of any situation, I'm forcing myself into that person's scope, and I don't want that anymore. So, that translated to the game means that, hey, okay, so, and then over the last couple weeks, there have been a couple people that have been interested in the game engine for their own purposes. And at first I thought, oh, well, here they're finally here to collaborate, but they're not here to collaborate. They're here to, benefit. And so that's fine. I understand how people work, but that's not how I work. And so I'm no longer going to curtail to that. I'm no longer, my success in DCF is already there, right? Like, I already have a game on Steam, and people can say, well, it's an asset flip or whatever, but it's there. It's running, and people can get it and use it. And I'm trying to build it into something that I want to use. And so and I think that this has helped, because over the last month, the Tale verse, which was the first genre or the first verse that's building out in DCF, that one actually became, and that one, there's music, there's a whole universe already that's crafted for this thing to come into the game, and it's like Looney Tunes and GTA, and it's going to be really good, and it's all coming in nicely. But by being at this stage now, I get to also start to look at the other verses I want to do, and the Fang verse is something that I'm really looking forward to doing, because I'm a vampire author. I wrote a whole vampire series called In the Blood, and now I get to see that as a video game. And I'm basically using DCF to rebuild my vampire world in a video game. It's been very liberating to no longer be concerned about people's opinion about it or that. I also have a new show called The Verheidsverse, which is also going to be broadcasting from within DCF. But the point being that I wanted to make in the state of things, is that yes, DCF's updates will come out, and the roadmap is what the roadmap is. But I wanted to let everybody know that I'm no longer sharing that roadmap. You can keep up with it on the README. The Discord is for people to go in there and talk, and if you want to figure out stuff in there, that's fine. I post things in there. I no longer talk in Discord. I no longer talk anywhere. So I'm not, that's not, you're not going to, the only place that you could get me is this live chat here. And there probably won't be that many of these anymore either. Because to be honest, I'm at a point where I have the ability to take this engine, which already does terraforming and already does building and it already does all the stuff that I want it to do. And honestly, I can already put in any trees that I want. I can already put in all the models that I want. It takes me 5 minutes on my side of things. My focus for the last, couple months has been to try to get people to be able to put in things, whatever things they want to put in there. But at this point, it's like, well, people don't want the game anyway, so why am I doing that, right? So at this point, the workshop stuff is great, that's fine and everything, but I don't see why I should open it up to players that don't give a crap. And honestly, everybody that's played it, all they do is criticize it. So, go ahead and criticize it and do whatever you want, but I'm no longer taking any kind of inquiry, including support. If you can't get it to run on your machine, that's on you. It's Unreal 5.6.1, so like I say, it's pretty simple. There's not a whole lot to it. I know this broadcast sounds kind of, aggressive, but I really want people to know, and especially a lot of the people on the way up and on the way to building this thing have told me how of a ridiculously bad idea it is, and how I'm going to not get it done, and blah, 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 and how I'm using AI in a countered way, and it's going to ruin the world and stuff like that. And so I just want to let everybody know that, okay, but I don't care. I'm building it for me, and it works for what I want it to do. And pretty soon it's going to be able to host the Fangverse, which is my vampire story, and the Tailverse, which is this cartoon GTA, and the Verheidverse, all in itself. And it doesn't matter if anybody plays it, it doesn't matter if anybody looks at it, and it doesn't matter if anybody buys it. And I think that is really what I want to get across, is it's coming. Whether you guys want to use it or not, whether you want to learn it or not, that's on you. But it's coming one way or another. You're not going to stop me. And you're not going to stop DCF. And you're not going to stop Crunch AI, for that matter, either. So at this point, it's like I'm tired of having this constant fight with people. If you're uncomfortable with AI, you shouldn't be around here. If you're uncomfortable with a video game that's completely open and doesn't have locks on it, you shouldn't be here. Go away. But also, your opinion isn't needed either. I know that sounds kind of harsh, but I have no need for it, right? So, like I say, that's what it comes down to. So, you'll see that the map has changed quite a bit, but I am not taking the ocean out, and seeing that, for me, I don't see why I would want to not have the ocean in my maps. I'm not going to turn, or I'm not going to look at an option to turn it on and off. All right, so if you were looking for that, or if you were hoping for that, it's not going to happen. And just go find another game to play. Actually, yeah, honestly, if you even have that kind of attitude where you think that I'm supposed to somehow tell you how a game is supposed to work, then yeah, you should probably just move along anyway, right? To be real honest. All right, so All right. Well, I think I pretty much said what I wanted to say in this broadcast. I will be putting out some updates to DCF soon. Those updates are going to make the Tailverse much more possible to run in. But I'm also working towards the Fangverse, and then I'm also working towards the Verheitverse. Basically, the biggest thing about this update is that like things have changed dramatically in the way that I am no longer chasing anybody playing it or using it. It's just like I say, it seems like people are angry at me for building this thing, and I'm not good with people anyway, so there's no need. We can just cut this off right here. It's very simple. If you're on Steam and you're looking at DCF and you haven't bought it yet, don't buy it. It's not for you. I'll use it all on my own. Thank you very much. Anyway, so yeah. At any rate, there's a part of me that wants to say. There's a part of me that feels like I should apologize for basically telling everybody to kind of stick it with the development, but at the same time, now I don't feel that too much anymore. If you're not interested in it, that's fine. I'm not trying to get your interest anymore. Hope that's clear, right? Because that's kind of what I'm after here. Is I just don't want people to think like, oh, he's trying to get it to take off one way or another anymore. I'm not fighting anybody. I don't want anybody. Okay. Anyway, thanks much. And you guys, I hope you will enjoy.